Executor fees in Georgia. Executor fees are the compensation paid to the executor or personal representative responsible for administering the estate of a deceased person. These fees, also known as personal representative fees, are typically a percentage of the total value of the estate and are intended to compensate the executor for their time, effort, and expertise in carrying out their duties. In Georgia, executor fees are determined by statute, specifically under Georgia Code sections 53660 through 53664. According to this law, an executor is entitled to receive a reasonable fee for their services. The role of an executor. An executor, also called a personal representative in Georgia, is an individual or institution appointed in a will to manage the estate of a deceased person. The primary duties of an executor are to settle the deceased's debts, collect and protect the assets, pay expenses, manage the estate's assets, and distribute the remaining property to beneficiaries named in the will. The executor's responsibilities typically begin with the probate process, which involves the official validation of the will and the appointment of the executor. To start this process, the executor should file a petition for probate in solemn form at the probate court in the county where the deceased resided. Once the court grants the probate, the executor can begin their duties, which generally include gathering and creating an inventory of the estate's assets, managing and preserving the estate's property, determining and paying the estate's debts, claims, and taxes, distributing the remaining assets in accordance with the will, preparing and filing final tax returns and accounting for the estate. Legal obligations. The executor must act in the best interest of the estate and beneficiaries by diligently administering the estate and adhering to Georgia's fiduciary duty requirements. Failure to fulfill these responsibilities may lead to legal consequences, including personal liability for losses suffered by the estate. Factors that affect executor fees. Georgia law provides that an executor may receive fees for their services based on the size of the estate they are managing in the absence of prior instruction otherwise. Procedures for calculating executor fees in Georgia. The role of an executor or personal representative is crucial in making sure the testator's estate is distributed according to their wishes. Serving as an executor can sometimes entail a considerable time commitment, especially if the estate is complex or if there are disputes among the beneficiaries. Percentage of estate. One of the most common methods for determining executor fees in Georgia is to calculate it as a percentage of the total value of the estate. According to Georgia's probate code, an executor is entitled to a commission calculated as a percentage of the gross value of the estate as follows. 2.5% of all money received by the executor in their capacity as executor. 2.5% of all amounts paid out by the executor in their capacity as executor. 10% of any interest earned on estate funds while being administered by the executor. At a rate of 3%, the executor may receive additional compensation by petitioning the appropriate Georgia probate court for the value of the non-money property, such as real estate, stocks, and bonds, distributed to beneficiaries without being sold. Tax implications of executor fees. Income tax on executor fees in Georgia. In Georgia and other states, executor fees are generally considered taxable income for the person receiving them. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, requires these fees to be reported on the executor's personal federal income tax return. Georgia state law also requires executors to report the executor fees they receive as income for state income tax purposes. The income tax rate in Georgia is progressive, with rates ranging from 1% to 5.75%. Grounds for contesting fees. In Georgia, there are several reasons that beneficiaries or interested parties may contest an executor's fees. Some common grounds for contesting include breach of fiduciary duty. The fiduciary duty of an executor is to always prioritize the best interests of the estate. An executor needs to avoid any form of favoritism towards themselves or any other party involved. Unreasonable executor fees. In general, if any concerned party believes that the fees charged by an executor to the estate are excessive, they have the right to object. To determine the reasonableness of the executor's fees, the probate court will consider various factors in conjunction with relevant state laws. The complexity of the estate and the specialized skills possessed by the executor may be taken into account during this analysis. Accounting objections. Financial reports, known as accountings, are created by the executor of an estate to provide details about its assets and debts. Interested parties, including beneficiaries and creditors, have the right to raise objections if they suspect any inaccuracies or misleading information within the accounting. Waiving executor fees. Reasons to waive executor fees. The decision of whether or not to accept an executor's fee is a personal one. Some people may feel uneasy about receiving payment for helping their family during a difficult time, and it is perfectly acceptable to fulfill the role of an executor without compensation. However, being an executor is a significant commitment that involves working on behalf of the estate beneficiaries for an extended period, often requiring substantial effort. Navigating executor fee disputes. Considering legal representation. Depending on the nature and complexity of the executor fee dispute, it may be in your best interest to seek legal representation. Your attorney can also advise you on your legal rights and obligations as an executor or beneficiary and represent your interests in negotiation, mediation, or litigation. If you decide to seek legal representation, it is essential to choose an attorney with whom you feel comfortable and confident in their abilities. Keep in mind that while legal representation can provide valuable guidance and support, it may also escalate the conflict and lead to more significant legal fees and expenses. Preventing potential disputes. Navigating executor fee disputes can be a delicate and complex process, but considering mediation, seeking legal representation, and proactively preventing disputes can help achieve a successful resolution that preserves relationships and benefits all parties involved. As a legal firm that focuses on estate planning and probate law, Trace Brooks Law can assist you in navigating the complexities of executor fees in Georgia. We understand the importance of receiving fair compensation for the responsibilities you undertake as an executor. top-rated Atlanta probate attorney Trace Brooks has extensive knowledge of Georgia's executor fee laws and can provide personalized solutions tailored to your unique circumstances. Contact our office today at 404-492-9559 to schedule a consultation. Trace Brooks Law, Atlanta Estate Planning Attorney 404-492-9559.